Hello, 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 hello. Lovely to see you after such a long time. Everyone's had their summer breaks. I've had my summer breaks. Hopefully we're all feeling refreshed and revived. So I'm waiting for you to come and join, and then let's start talking nutrition. Hello, 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 lovely people starting to join. Let's start talking nutrition. Let's start talking weight loss, fat loss, emotional eating, happiness, positivity, toning, shaping, muscle, exercise, breathing, sleeping. These are all things that are part of our lifestyle that make us have the best lifestyle we can have to have the best results. So that's what I'm here for. So let's just do a quick bit of breathing while we're waiting for everyone to join. Lots of you joining. Hello, lovely people. So let's just do a bit of breathing. Let's breathe in for 4 and out for 6. Let's breathe in for 4 and out for 6. Breathe in for 4 and out for 6. Let's breathe in for 4 and out for 6. Now I qualified as a Pilates master years ago. And I've just started doing reformer Pilates because I'm a bit of a cynic, because it's a bit of muscle mass build. Anyway, love it. But what it's reminded me is, oh my God, breath is so important. It's all about the breath. How we control our breathing is how we manage the whole day. And obviously our calm, not having stress, is how we keep our weight down. Because if we're stressed, we get adrenaline, and adrenaline leads to weight gain for all the many reasons I talked about why adrenaline leads to weight gain many times. So thank you for joining me. Hello, hello, hello. Lovely people. Haven't seen you for ages. I hope you've all had a fantastic summer and you're all now back with this new passion. Where are we? September. My God, Christmas is 2 or 3 months away. A new passion in this kind of autumn stage. So with all my clients, all my one-to-one clients, I'm giving them a new strategy for our autumn stage, because certain seasons have changed and therefore certain foods and certain lifestyles, and there's quite a few changes. Hello, lots of people that are starting now. So let's really, embrace the fall, the autumn, and in your one-to-ones, I'm giving you all a new strategy, new program for that. A lot of it's that final hurdle. Maybe you lost 2 or 3 stone to get that 4th stone off, or maybe lost a stone to get that 2nd stone off, or whatever. 6 kilos, 12 kilos, 18 kilos, whatever, 30 kilos. So, blessings. We are blessed. We are blessed, we are blessed. We're blessed because we have a job. Or we're blessed because we have our health. Or we're blessed because we have a family. We're blessed. It's the best day of our lives. This moment is the best moment of our lives. Grab it. And if you have that attitude, weight loss, positivity and purpose are going to be much easier. We're not going to turn to food because we're upset or not grateful or unhappy or stressed. So, lots of lovely questions today. Thank you very much indeed. First question, I'll just read out the questions, okay? Should we eat dinner early and give ourselves time to digest and burn? Now, anyone who's doing my one-to-ones, they wouldn't ask that question because, we talk about that so much. This question, how many times should you exercise a week to burn fat? What type of exercise? Again, some of you have not done my one-to-one plan because that is so unique to each person. Are you a meso, endo, ecto? You've got high muscle mass and low skeletal muscle, or high skeletal muscle, low muscle mass? It depends on every person. It's completely different. So that's not a question you can answer unless you have a private one-to-one. But I can give some tips there. Is fruit good for you given you're full of sugar? Yeah, obviously this one is not done my program because fruit. We love fruit, but we'll talk about that. How do I stop fluctuating weight? I'll talk about that. Your weight will always fluctuate. If it was easy to lose weight, we'd all be 30 kilos. So, how you stop your weight fluctuating is how you eat and drink and your lifestyle. And then you can easily stop it fluctuating. Although it does fluctuate a kilo every day, you know that, the glycogen, everybody. If you weigh yourself every day, you'll drive yourself mad. Don't weigh yourself every day. It should be an average of a month, if at all. Don't even look at your weight. We go on the scales to see our skeletal muscle and subcutaneous fat and visceral fat and fat-free body weight and all that, maybe once a week, once a month. But it does fluctuate daily if you're talking about that. Does sleep impact weight? Obviously somebody hasn't watched my post because I've done probably 5 Instagram posts in the last few months about sleep. I'll talk about it again. Ideal calorie intake for men and women. I don't know whether that's out with the arc. Calories are completely obsolete. Everyone knew we didn't talk calories 100 years ago. Complete poo. Sorry, but it's just rubbish. We'll talk about that as well. And water weight retention. Now, water weight's a totally different thing from water retention. We'll talk about two different things. Maybe a bit confused. Again, if someone had done my one-to-one, you'd be very clear on that. So all of these are easily answered if you've done my one-to-one, because we deal with all of these in my one-to-ones. But let's talk about them now in more generic terms, because obviously every person is unique, and the joy of a one-to-one is it's bespoke for you, whereas this will be generic, because obviously lots of lovely people listening. Let's make it a generic plan for review. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. And you know I'm now the #1 weight loss coach in London and the UK. So again, thank you all so much for giving me that title. That's according to Google ranking. And so thank you very, very, very much indeed. I love my job and I love helping you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to help you. That's just a blessing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right. Okay. So should we eat dinner early? Anyone who's been with me would know the answer to that straight away. Okay. Now, as you know, maybe you don't know, my clients know, it takes 4 hours for your food to get from your mouth to your belly. So if you, for example, feed a child at 7 and put them to bed at 8, it is actually torture, because the point of eating is to then move around for 4 hours. The point of eating is to give you energy for the next 4 hours. It gives you all that energy for the next 4 hours to go and do all those things you had to do. So farmer, hunter-gatherer, big lunch, big breakfast, and then go off and farmer, hunter-gatherer, build a cave, whatever we did. It always worked. We ate, and then we moved, and we ate, and then we moved. And humans are hungry roughly every 2 hours, but properly hungry every 4 hours, which is why it kind of works that way, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And if you think about that, it takes 4 hours for food to get from here to here. Then if you eat at 8 and go to bed at 9, or eat at 9 and go to bed at 11, your food hasn't actually got into your tummy. Now that's interesting, isn't it? If you're eating food, it would need to get into your tummy to be food, to get into your cells to do the job of why you ate it. If you're eating something and then going to eat something at 9 and going to bed at 11 or 10, it hasn't got sort of beyond here. I don't know really, it definitely hasn't got into your tummy, so it hasn't got into your cells, so it isn't actually food to your body. Your body's got this, this filling going in, that hasn't been fully masticated. Peristalsis hasn't actually got down into your liver and kidney, hasn't been digested properly, hasn't got through your cells, hasn't done its job. So it's basically just a fat storing process. So if you eat at 9 or 10 and go to bed at 11, you're basically just fat storing. You're not actually eating because the food hasn't got into your belly to do its job. So it would be rather odd to eat that late. Now, again, if you're farmer, hunter-gatherer, labourer, then great. You're going to go and eat and then move around for 4 hours, go and do something for 4 hours and keep busy, then great. But most people don't do that nowadays. Obviously, have a lot of hours on shift work, then we talk about that. But let's not forget, you are a daytime animal, and you are therefore supposed to eat all day to really fill yourself up, to give yourself energy and power, feed your brain, your muscles, so you can do everything you've got to do. And at night time, you're sitting on your bottom, and the food takes 4 hours. So just think about that, all right? Think about what time you should be eating, and just think about the science behind the way your body works, and that gives you your answer. So I hope I've answered that one. Exercise, yes. Well, again, talk to me, because it's just how long is a ball of string, is that what they say? You've got, are you an endomorph, ectomorph or mesomorph? That will dictate the exercise you do. Have you got high muscle mass? Have you got high skeletal muscle? What's your fat-free body weight? Again, that dictates. And then are you talking about cardio, or are you talking about metabolic resistance, or are you talking about hypertrophy? So again, all that depends on the individual. So when you do a one-to-one with me, obviously I'll analyse your body type, get all the data, what you are, what your muscle mass is, what your skeletal muscle is, and then I can give you recommendations. But I can't do that for everybody, because all of you are completely unique. If I have Usain Bolt as a client, Margot Robbie as a client, is it Robbie or Robbie? Margot Robbie as a client, Keir Starmer as a client, and Donald Trump as a client, I'd give all of them a completely different plan on exercise, completely. So I can't give you, whoever asks this question, generic answer, because it depends on you. Are you an ecto, endo, meso? Yeah, are you talking visceral fat? Are you talking subcutaneous fat? Are you talking muscle mass? Are you talking skeletal muscle? Those are the questions I need to know are the answers to first before I can give you your unique plan. So generally, a clue, Margot Robbie does, for Barbie I think she did 8 hours a day resistance, and I think Beyonce and J-Lo, etc., they do about 8 hours a day every day resistance when they're not filming. The low impact cardio, again, you could do an hour and a half a week of each. Low impact cardio and resistance, not hypertrophy, resistance, an hour and a half of each. So that's 3 hours in total, and there's 112 waking hours in a week, so 3 hours. That's the scientific minimum. But let's not forget we are an animal, and animals generally move 8 hours a day. They don't sit in a chair. They are doing resistance, climbing a tree or things like that, climbing a mountain, whatever they're doing, yeah? We used to do that. Remember, for 150,000 years, we were very successfully farmer, hunter-gatherer, labourer, and we moved all day, and that worked fine. And then the chair came along, yeah? And sitting came along, and eating sugars came along, late at night came along, tie the two in, the exercise and eating, and bingo! We're going to be 50% obese by 2030. 85% of us are obese or overweight. The GCC is 90% already. 70% increase in diabetes in 30-year-olds in the last 70% increase in diabetes in the last 10 years. 1 in 4 nursery school children obese. Guess why? So, at the end of the day, how much exercise is suitable in your lifestyle? Yeah. Is it the subcutaneous fat you're trying to lower, or the visceral fat? These are all different questions. Yeah. And therefore, exercises, your routine will depend on your body type and what you're doing now, how much we need to improve, your age, yeah, your muscle mass, your skeletal muscle. When I have that, then I can tell you how much exercise you need to do, but until I have that. But safe to say, the minimum you should be doing is an hour and a half of cardio a week. The minimum resistance you should do an hour and a half a week. But really you should be aiming for significantly more of both of those, and get the timing right and get the exercises right for your body type. But more than that, I can't say generically. I'd need to see you privately to give you those answers. But I hope that's a good generic answer. Okie dokie. Okay, so fluctuating weight. Fluctuating weight. How do I stop my weight fluctuating? Well, as I said, a weight fluctuates a kilo every day. So never weigh yourself every day, because it does fluctuate. It goes up and down a kilo because of glycogen. It's the way your body works. If everybody just lost weight every day, if this was your chart, then we'd all be 30 kilos because nobody would put on weight. Because if it was that easy just to, lose weight every day, no one would be overweight. But if you've not eaten the best food or at the best times or the best sort of food, goes on to my next question about calories, over time, yeah, then the weight's on. It's not just going to go down steadily, I'm afraid. A little bit harder work than that, depending if you've gone to the loo, if you've had water, how late you had your dinner, etc., 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 how much exercise you did, or rather how much skeletal muscle you've got that affects your weight by the exercise you do, blah, 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 yeah? So, fluctuating weight will be fluctuating. It will always fluctuate. This is why you don't weigh yourself that regularly. What we're doing, we don't even look at the weight. We're looking at the subcutaneous fat, the visceral fat, the skeletal muscle. That's once a week, yeah, once every 2 weeks. But your weight, really, it's an average of a month. You want to be thinking, I want to lose about at the beginning, maybe a kilo a week. Yeah, then maybe a pound a week. So maybe 6 kilos a month. But if you're very heavy, it could be 2 or 3 kilos a month. 2 or 3 stone a month, 18 kilos. It depends how heavy you are, how much you lose. Now, but how to stop it fluctuating would be if you've got a proper plan. So for example, if you do one-to-ones with me, I give you an absolute plan. It sounds like maybe you're doing what a lot of people do, where you are sort of weekend binger, starver. What's the word? Binge restrict. That's what you don't want to be. So if you are finding it's fluctuating, maybe you're one of those. You massively binge over the weekend and then you restrict yourself during the week, both of which are torture. You don't want to be doing either. You want to find a balance. You want to try and maintain. In the weight loss stage, once you're in maintenance, then you can let a little bit go. But in the weight loss stage, you want to try and maintain. You don't want to be a weekend binger and a depriver during the week. Never deprive, because then you'll just binge and you'll be miserable. That's like a diet. We don't diet. You've got to eat lots of lovely food. Don't deprive yourself. And then you don't want to overdo it at the weekend, because then that's going to cause this roller coaster weight fluctuation, which you do not want to be doing, because it's not good for your body. And people say, I've damaged my body long term. No, you haven't. You can always sort it out. Don't worry, everything's reversible. You can always achieve anything you want. It's never too late. But it's just not healthy to have that sort of mindset. So try and get yourself balanced. Weekdays and weekends are not that dissimilar in the weight loss stage, and don't manically weigh yourself, because your weight, it doesn't matter. I always say to my clients, your weight is irrelevant. Again, let's go back to Margot Robbie and Keir Starmer and Donald Trump. It's not the weight, it's the health. So it's the skeletal muscle mass, visceral fat, subcutaneous fat, fat-free body weight, metabolic age, water, protein. That's what matters. Don't worry about your weight. So don't even look at the weight, because you might have very high muscle mass, in which case your weight is not relevant. Look at the data. That's what's relevant, and we want to get that to all the right places, and that's why you need a one-to-one, because then we actually strategize all of it. The weight is not what it matters. Don't even look at the weight. It's what makes you the weight you are that matters. Okay. All my clients know that. I bang on about that. We don't look at the weight. Okay, sleep. Yes, sleep is just so important. I've done lots of Instagram posts on this. Sleep is just crucial in the weight loss journey. Absolutely crucial. Because if you're sleep deprived, you're insulin resistant. If you're insulin resistant, you can't lose weight. That's it. As I always say to you, an anorexic dies because our body will eat the heart muscle before it burns fat. We are an animal. It protects us. So like in the winter, animals hibernate. Yeah, they just don't burn fat. Humans, we just will not burn fat when we're ever in trauma. It's just our body switches off. It won't burn fat if you're stressed, won't burn fat if you've got inflammation, and it won't burn fat if you're tired, because it obviously recognizes trauma. It thinks fight or flight, there's a problem, so it starts producing adrenaline, what I said about you get into your peripherals, into your arms and legs to run away. But with sleep deprivation, your body's thinking, oh my God, how are we going to go into battle? So it will stop doing any fat burning, because it's trying to protect you. It wants to protect the fat, because your fat, because we're an animal, is what saves you in the winter or in a battle or anything like that. You need to have your fat. So really massively important to sleep. So we talk in my sessions about magnesium, sleep apnea, about getting to sleep, about staying asleep, about how food can massively affect your sleep. Without exception, any of my people who start with me as a client, the second week, anyone who's very overweight says, God, my sleep's better already. God, my sleep's better already. Of course it is, because the food you're eating is probably causing the lack of sleep. So I spend a lot of time with my clients, the one-to-ones, on sleep, because sleep is crucial. So in answer to your question, yes, sleep massively affects successful weight loss, and unfortunately weight gain. Okay, so calories. Who's counting calories? I think that was refuted 100 years ago. So if I give you 3,000 calories of fish and veg and chicken and yogurts and I don't know, lots of yummy food, lamb and cannellini, yummy food, everything we love in restaurants, 3,000 calories of that, it's probably got 2 teaspoons of natural sugar in, and therefore what's wrong with it? Stuffing your face. If I give you just 1,000 calories of chocolate biscuits, just 1,000 calories, maybe that's 10 chocolate biscuits, that has possibly 20 teaspoons of processed sugar in it. So if anybody ever counts calories, you've got to say to them, you're mad. Because it can't be about the calories, can it? It has to be about the quality of the food you're eating. Because in that case, you just say, well, everyone can just live on chocolate and have not many calories of chocolate, rather than having lots of calories of really healthy, yummy food. And I'd much rather have masses of food that's really yummy and healthy and have lots of calories than restrict my calories. Yeah, so please don't let anyone ever talk about calories. They say, here, what should men and women have? Well, again, goodness me, are you 5 foot tall? Are you 7 foot tall? Yeah, have you got loads of muscle mass? Have you not? There's no generic. You can look at it and see what your BMR is, and you get a clue there. Yeah, but again, don't count calories. It's about what foods drive insulin, not about calories. And again, I talk about that relentlessly with all my clients. They all know that. I always bang on. I think calories, that whole myth died 100 years ago, so just don't talk to anyone about that. Okay, so, and then last question. I've got through these quite quickly, haven't I? Water weight and water retention. Okay, so with me, you'll see what your water weight is. And basically, let's say your water weight is 40% of you. That means 60% of you is dry weight. When we talk weight loss, we're only talking dry weight. So if only 40% of you is water weight, 60% of you is dry weight, then you've got a lot of weight to lose, and it's quite hard to lose. If you got your water weight up to 50% of you, then only 50% of you will be dry weight. That's a hell of a lot easier. Or if you got your water weight to 60% of you, so only 40% of you is dry weight, that would be just fantastic, wouldn't it? Yeah, because that's dry weight to lose. So really your water weight, when you look at it, wants to be as high as you can possibly get it, high as you can possibly get it. And that's not just through drinking water, that's through binging on carbs, because carbs are full of water. Fruit, veg, salads, spices, heats, herbs and pulses are full of water. So you can binge on carbs and you'll get lots of water, get your water levels up and drink lots of water. Water, 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 water. That's incredibly important. If you don't drink enough water, and I say this again to all my clients all the time, if you don't drink enough water, you will have a very bloated belly. Because you're not drinking enough water, your body is in trauma. Between 65 to 85% of your heart, your lung, your liver and your kidneys is water. 55% of your blood, 99% of your plasma. You are just a living sponge. So if you don't give yourself enough water, 2 to 3 litres a day, your body cannot cope. This is what farm hunter-gatherer labourers, we just drank water all the time. But so many people are just having coffee or alcohol or fizzy drinks. They're just not getting their water in. Cordial. Whoever invented cordial, what is wrong with water? Cordial is just a sugar infusion into the bloodstream. How you're going to put on weight and be a sugar addict. Please don't ever have squash. Wow. Yeah? So water, fizzy water, hot water, cold water, lemon water, ginger water, mint tea, chamomile tea, they're all amazing. They're all water. Get it in there. Yeah? So when you eat lots of good foods, they're full of water, you've got lots of water in you. When you don't eat those foods or when you don't drink enough water, you will have this thing called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Everyone who's overweight has got it because your liver and kidney can't work because they need that water. We just talked about what percent of your body is water. So if you haven't given it, they haven't got enough water. And so your liver and kidney have fat on them, they're not functioning properly, and then they do water retention and bloating because they cannot find enough water in your body. And then remember what I said about a camel. A camel's hump is not water. A camel's hump is fat. Because if you don't drink enough water, your body goes, oh my God, I can't find the sodium, red alert, and starts creating glucose to give it something, to give it the energy. So it uses fat and it creates more fat. So a camel's hump is fat, not water. So if you drink more water, you'll have a much flatter belly, a much flatter belly, because you won't have water retention or bloating. The more water you drink, you'll find the belly flattens, because again, you haven't got this water retention and bloating. So let's say you ate a bowl of starch. I don't know, something you want to eat that has no water in it. Like, I don't know what you want to talk about. A bowl of pasta. Let's say you had a bowl of pasta. It has no water in it. It's man-made, processed, man-made food. And it has no water in it. So let's say we had 10 mouthfuls of pasta. Yum, yum, yum. And then you'd have to have 40 mouthfuls of water. Because 10 mouthfuls of something that's solid starch that has no water in it at all, unlike carbs, fruit, veg, salads, spices, that's vastly full of water, would mean that your body has a bit of a problem, because those foods are invented for the farmer, hunter-gatherer, labourer. That's a brilliant invention 500 years ago, 400 years ago, 300 years ago. Farmer, hunter-gatherer, labourer. We were moving all the time. We needed a lot of starch to bulk us up. Yeah, but I haven't got many clients, sadly, who are farmer, hunter-gatherer, labourer anymore. Most people are sitting at a desk. So when you eat that, your body is like, whoa, where's the water? So you've had 10 mouthfuls of starch, you've got to have 40 mouthfuls of water. If you don't do that, your liver and your kidney can't function properly, and then they do that water retention, that bloating. So it's very interesting how starchy food is designed for farmer, hunter, gatherer, labourer, kids, athletes. But most people are not that anymore. And so when you eat those starchy foods, your body actually can't cope. Yeah, you actually get just too much sugar rush going on because you're not moving. It's too much sugar, or blood sugar level goes up. Yeah, it's not sugar as in processed sugar, all those processed sugar actually, but how it goes into your body, it goes in obviously as processed sugar and hits your bloodstream. Let's say the GI, pasta is 60 GI, yeah, so it hits your bloodstream and your body can't cope. It's too much sugar, so it's quite dangerous. You can go into a diabetic coma, but you don't, because you're not diabetic. So your body squirts that insulin, as you know, which immediately will take all that excess sugar, because if you're sitting down and you have that much sugar, your body can't cope with it. And you've got to be a farmer, hunter, gatherer, labourer to have that kind of food. Your body can't cope with it, so it pushes everything into your liver, there we go again, and your muscles, and then all that sugar, and then any excess, it puts it into your fat cells, because where else is it going to put it? But the point is, at that point, then the blood sugar level drops, down it goes, and you get a dip, and so you then crave more, and whatever you've had that gave you that sugar high will be what you crave. So if you've had fish and veg, you'll crave fish and veg, but if you've had pasta, you will crave pasta. If you've had sweets or cakes or fizzy drinks, you will crave those, because whatever whatever we've had, they gave us that high, we need more of the same high. We don't suddenly go for different highs. If you want the high you had, you'll go for the same drug. As I always say, a heroin addict doesn't suddenly go off for cocaine, they want heroin. So when we eat starchy food, brilliant. Go for a 2-hour walk, fantastic. If you eat those foods, are you putting enough water in? And if you're not putting enough water in, are you thinking about the consequences? So health, I didn't mention weight once there. It's just a health thing, that there are certain foods invented for when we move a lot, children, athletes, farmer, hunter, gatherer, labourer, and there are certain foods that aren't so appropriate when you're sitting at your desk. So as I always say to all my clients, let's look at our lifestyle, not our culture. It is our lifestyle that matters. If we were still doing something that involved a lot of moving, let's say I was running around the desert hills looking for oil, then I might have eaten a lot of rice in the past, but I'm not doing that. So most of my clients aren't doing that. So we, with our lifestyle, not our culture, because that's kind of irrelevant now. I'm British, that means I would have to eat scones every day and curry every day and chips every day. Just because I'm British, I don't have to have scones and curry and chips every day. So we, with our lifestyle currently, not our culture. So I hope that helps. So it's just logic and science, really. I'm not saying anything you don't already know, but when you think about it logically, it all makes a lot more sense. And I hope that's really, really helpful. But don't forget, if you'd had a one-to-one meet with me, you would need to ask any of those questions because I would have helped you. But also, I can't in these sessions give you private help. I would love to give specific help, bespoke help for you to get this right, because it really, really matters more than anything. Your health is your life, your health is your everything. Without your health, you don't have anything. So I'm here to help, and I really want to help you, but you do need to reach out to me privately so that I can give you the answers to those questions for you personally, rather than generic questions. But I hope that's been helpful for everybody who likes generic answers, and I hope that you will, if you haven't had private help, think about it, whether it's with me or another nutritionist. But I am ranking #1 in the UK and London at the moment. Thank you again for that. So you know, with me you're in safe hands. So what lovely, look at you all still joining. Thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. I was actually on time today, so I've done my 30 minutes. So we are blessed. Today's the best day of our lives because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Don't just think, I'll run to the future, everything will be better. We've got to be here right now. That's what matters. And positivity and purpose are very much part of our journey together, the weight loss journey, because positivity and purpose means you'll have less of the stress, less of the lack of sleep, that we were talking about. And don't count calories, we talked about that. And exercise is unique to each individual. I can help you with that. So I hope I've covered off a lot of topics there. I think we've got a lot of topics there, haven't we? And thank you for joining me, and I hope it was helpful. And I love lots of questions and comments. Please do, please do, please do. I'm just here to help. And lots of love, and thank you for joining me. And I will see you in 2 weeks' time. And I can't wait. And thank you for joining me. And take care. Bye-bye.